What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to review the WowGo AT2 Plus. This is a beginner entry all-terrain 2-in-1 electric skateboard from WowGo. This board has been out for a while, but I still had to review it just because how well it has held up for its value, for its price, and for its performance. If you would like to purchase this board or any other board, you can check out my description below. I have all the discount codes listed there. Anyways, we're gonna get to the unboxing right now. Starting with price, if you would like to get the standard package with the 175mm pneumatic wheels, your price would be around $999. And if you would like to get the 2-in-1 kit that includes the 120mm cloud wheels, it would be around $1,119.99. That is really cheap. And on top of that, if you would like to add warranty, you could add an extra 3-month warranty, which will be a $50 add-on. Now for a level entry all-terrain 2-in-1 electric skateboard, this is a really good price to start off because there are many other electric skateboards that don't have the 2-in-1 capability for all-terrain wheels, also around $1,000. For dimensions, you will be getting 44 inches in length, 13 inches in width, and 4.5 inches in height. Now in terms of height, that is the height with the cloud wheels. It will be definitely taller with the larger AT tires, but definitely expect a lower stance with the cloud wheels. For the weight, you will be getting around 30 pounds, which is fairly light for an all-terrain 2-in-1 electric skateboard, since most of these 2-in-1 electric skateboards are around 35 to 40 pounds. The deck is a Canadian maple bamboo fiberglass drop down deck with a dimension of 38 inches by 10 inches. The length of this deck is actually the same length, same size as a Meepo Voyager or Backfire Zelda X, any of those high entry level electric skateboards, which is quite crazy since this board has the capability of off-road tires and it is the same size as those electric skateboards. Portability is not really an issue with this electric skateboard. The flexiness of the deck is really nice in my opinion. When you jump on it, it doesn't sink you too much into the ground because of that arch, and the rebound isn't as aggressive, so when you're going really fast and you're hitting a lot of bumps, it doesn't really throw you up in the air. It absorbs it really well, and the drop down definitely helps with your feet, to keep it nice and planted in. With their grip tape, they are using foam grip tape, which is another nice touch as well, because once you stand into that grip tape, it kind of sinks your feet in, which also gives you a better grounding area and just makes you feel more comfortable with the flex combined. Now for the MaxLoad, it's quite weird because I couldn't find it anywhere on their website. I don't think I would need to give you an exact number just because I accidentally did get it ran over. I decided to bring the board out to a group ride in the city where I could test it out with the cloud wheels, which was a very fun ride. However, I was on the bus lane and I did encounter some oil in the middle of the lane. By the time I realized my wheels already went over that puddle of oil, I wasn't going very fast and there was a red light and my rear wheels happened to just slide exactly right right underneath a Ford Expedition, which is a giant SUV that weighs around 5,500 pounds. So when that light turned green, the guy didn't notice, which is not his fault. I am not blaming him at all, but the carb tire did start going right over the board. I was very upset for a second because I thought I was gonna have to go home with a broken deck. To my surprise, somehow the deck did not snap at all. I wish I had better footage. I wish I was recording this moment, but somebody else did capture it on their live, which I will give credit to. I appreciate it a lot. But somehow that deck absorbed a 5.5 ton SUV, which just blows my mind, which is a flexi deck. I don't think I've ever seen a maple fiberglass bamboo electric skateboard get run over by a car. I've seen a carbon fiber electric skateboard get run over, but not a bamboo fiberglass electric skateboard. So somehow it absorbed all that weight. Then I start signaling the guy to go in reverse because he realized he did run something over. He starts backing the tire up, and to my surprise, the deck was fully intact. I checked for cracks. The deck was somehow perfectly fine. I somehow rode home. I didn't hear any cracks. So I think that's enough solid evidence to tell you what the max load of this deck would be. Moving on, for the trucks that WowGo will be using on their AT2 Plus are the 12-inch double kingpin trucks. Double kingpin trucks are not a fan favorite for most e-skate riders. However, I do have to say these are one of the most stable double kingpin trucks I have ever ridden with their stock bushing setups. I tightened these bushings one full circle clockwise, and somehow I was able to go 30 miles an hour with great stability, and I was able to make very sharp turns as well. The stock bushings that are included in this electric skateboard just made the board really stable for stock, which is really amazing. Now moving on to the wheel, with the standard setup, WowGo is offering 175mm by 50mm Sunmate tires. These are standard all-terrain tires that is offered by most electric skateboards. I feel like these tires are too big for this board, and here's the reason why. You already have the flexi deck, you already have the foam grip tape. I feel like if they added 6-inch tires, it would be better, just because this board doesn't pack a lot of crazy power or crazy braking, so that large tire really does affect the acceleration and braking of this board. So if they could maybe add 6-inch Hodas or any other 6-inch tire, I feel like it would be a little bit better. I've also heard WowGo might consider airless tires for their newer WowGo AT3 board that will be coming out in the future, but we don't know. WowGo will also offer 120 by 65mm cloud wheels, and they will come in the color gray as stock. I know there's a lot of people who are not a big fan of cloud wheels, but having cloud wheels on this board literally made it feel like they were AT tires. I couldn't tell too much of a difference having 175mm on and having 120mm cloud wheels on. When I was riding on the sidewalk, it honestly felt the same, just hitting those bumps and cracks. The only difference I would feel is if I went off-roading, which the tires will definitely make a huge difference, but I really did enjoy the 120 cloud wheels on this board. Now moving on to the electronics, this board will be packing a 12S4P 604 watt hour Panasonic 18650 cells. 604 watt hours is a fairly good amount for an electric skateboard. Around $1,000, you are definitely getting a large battery capacity, hence why I think this is a steal, which will also get you a decent amount of range. And the charging time will be 4.5 hours from 0 to 100 with their WowGo 3 amp charger. But anyways, for the motors, WowGo is advertising 2100 watt Hobbywing motors. They're not the craziest motors, but they do offer a fair good amount of power. The remote they're offering is their WowGo OLED remote, which has a USB-C to charge it, which is quite handy as well. And the ESC they will be using is the Hobbywing ESC, suitable for their 12S board. Now for the IP rating, I generally don't recommend you to try to ride electric skateboards in any wet conditions at all. WowGo does not have an IP rating on their website, so that is a clear sign that they would not recommend you to ride this board in the water at all. If you do wish to ride this board in the rain, it will void the warranty, so you got to be a little careful about that. Light puddles or maybe slightly wet roads won't really damage the board. I think you should be fine with that overall. Top speed of this board will be around 31 miles per hour. I have hit around 32, 33 going on a slight downhill as well. Hill climb for this board will be around 30%, nothing crazy. The range WowGo advertises is around 18 miles with 175mm wheels and 27 miles with their 120 cloud wheels. Now realistically, when I attempted the range test, I did get around 16 miles with the 175 AT wheels, which is honestly really good in my opinion as a 165 pound rider riding around 30 miles per hour right now in a around 75 to 80 degree Fahrenheit weather. 16 miles is a really good range you could get out of this board, since the board is also lighter as well, which will give you more range overall. When I put on the 120mm cloud wheels, I got 20 miles of real world range. I'm sure if you slapped on some 90mm wheels, you could definitely get more range out of this board. Lastly, looking at the customer support, you will get a 270-day warranty out of this board, which is slightly higher than the average amount. If you have any defects or any problems or any electrical problems with your board, WowGo will definitely help you out and send out free parts and ship it to your address so you can fix it. If you would like to contact their email, I will have their email right here on the video as well. Now that I talked about all the specs of this board, let me just list you guys some pros and cons. First pro I would have to mention, like I mentioned earlier, is the portability. The deck is literally the same size as most high-end electric skateboards with the regular longboard deck, so it is actually quite portable and it's not really a hassle to carry or pull this board around. Next pro I do have to mention is the comfort. The deck is not too soft and it is very flexible with a nice rebound, and you could definitely go over sidewalks with no problem at all. Another pro is the stability, where I only tightened the stock bushings one full circle clockwise and I was easily able to go 30 miles per hour with no speed wobbles, and I can make very sharp turns easily without a problem at all. Another pro I do have to mention is the lights that comes with this board and the handle with the standard package. These circle taillights are very cool because when you get on the board, it does give the WowGo a unique look, and also when you are coming to a complete stop, the lights will actually go a little brighter, and if you don't step on the board for a while, the lights will actually automatically shut off until you put your foot back on the board and they will turn on once again. The handle helps a lot as well, where you don't have to carry the board and you can just roll it around, which is not even a problem to carry at all because it only weighs around 30 pounds. But the handle is also a very nice touch. Now let's get to the bad stuff, the cons. First off, like I mentioned, the tires. 7-inch AT is definitely too big for this board because when I accelerated or braked, especially the braking is very weak in my opinion. I would definitely recommend WowGo to up that braking curve 100%. I know it is a level entry AT board, which is okay in my opinion, but you also have other boards out there around the same price that has crazy performance. An actual complaint I will definitely give is the motor adjustment screws that WowGo has provided should definitely have a barrel head instead of a cone head. When I was trying to swap the wheels into cloud wheels, I stripped around 2 screws, which was quite annoying. It's definitely an easy fix if they put some barrel head motor screws. It'll definitely result in less problems overall. And that's pretty much it. I mean, were those cons really cons? I mean, this board is around $1,000 and you're getting a full AT 2-in-1 package for $1,000. You can't really complain. There's really nothing that could go wrong about this. I enjoyed this board a lot with the cloud wheels. This is one of my top lists for one of the most comfortable and nicest electric skateboards for sure. I would definitely recommend WowGo to make an AT3 or their first high performance electric skateboard. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more future videos and more future giveaways. If you would like to get this board, I'll have my discount code included right here in the video, and you could go down in the description as well where you can see all of my other discount codes for all the other brands. Be sure to check out my Instagram and TikTok as well, where I usually post more often there as well. Anyways, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.